It's one global village. Why then do you live back in the days? Don't be left behind. Join the new normal of digital world. Let radio and television be at your fingertips. Get news and current events, entertainment, sports, kiddies programs, and more at your beck and call on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Just visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Then you are a global citizen. Al-IyamoyeTV and radio. Voice of the voiceless.
Al-IyamoyeTv Radio, voice of the voiceless.
This is the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I am Modupe Akinyosoye. Here are the top stories. Federal government to capture families of fallen heroes in cash transfer scheme. Ogun head of service task hospital management board on motivation of staff. In business, manufacturers say soaring inflation threat to Nigeria's economy. In sport, Super Eagles know 2023 AFCON falls today. Details of this and more coming up shortly. Welcome back. Now the news in details. The federal government has announced plans to include families of Nigerian fallen soldiers and members of the Nigerian Legion among the beneficiaries of its conditional cash transfer scheme. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betaidu, disclosed this on Thursday in a statement in our media aid, Rashid Zubari. The minister made this announcement during a visit to the Ministry of Defense in Abuja, stressing that the initiative is in line with President Bola Tinubu's administration's desire to support vulnerable ex-servicemen, widows, and the dependents of fallen heroes. Edu emphasized the need for accurate data regarding the affected families of ex-servicemen to include them in the ongoing verification of the National Social Register. She noted that the President had directed the expansion of the National Social Register to include these vulnerable groups, enabling them to benefit from social intervention programs. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, said the government at the federal level is set to open application for its 3 million digital skill empowerment program on Friday. Tijani revealed that the application will be for both trainers and individuals hoping to get technical skills. The minister disclosed that the first phase of the program would be targeted at 30,000 Nigerians, adding that starting from Friday, the applications would be released for both trainers and interested participants. According to him, the ambitious goal of the ministry is to train 3 million early to meet career technical talent over the next 4 years. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, said it has recovered a combined sum of 27.1 billion naira and $19 million from 3 different money laundering cases as further efforts have been made by the Anti-Graft Agency to recover more illicit funds. The Commission spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, made the development known while speaking on behalf of the EFCC acting chairman, Abdul Karim Chuko, during a media interaction with newsmen in Lagos. The Anti-Graft Agency added that it would soon make public details of ongoing probe of some former governors, ex-ministers and several government officials across the Federation following the receipt of several petitions. Oyewale said the agency has seized several houses in the Federal Capital Territory, Lagos and Cross River states which are proceeds of funds meant for the Bambila and Zungeru power projects that were diverted through different period to change operators. The agency spokesperson added that investigations are ongoing in respect of monumental fraud involving some officials of the Federal Ministry of Power and Agriculture procurement fraud. The acting Controller General of Nigeria Immigration Service, Caroline Adeboju, has unfolded the plans of the Border Security and Migration and Management Body to acquire aircraft, helicopters and drones for surveillance and aerial monitoring. Caroline disclosed this development in Lagos at a retreat organized by the Immigration Services, Maritime International Airport Command Lagos. The acting CG said the mobile critical infrastructure would go a long way for the service to discharge its core mandate of monitoring and the movement of persons across the country's land, sea, and land borders. Speaking further, she said from next year, the agency would deploy electronic gates at the airport to ease the facilitation of passengers coming into and out of the country. She added that the acquisition of the equipment is already captured in the 2024 budget of the Ministry of Interior. Ogun State Head of Service, Kolawole Fagbon, has enjoined the leadership of the State Hospitals Management Board to prioritize its staffers' welfare and concerns through the effective management. He noted that this is crucial for attracting, developing, and restraining talent, which would foster a positive workplace culture. Fagbon stated this at a 3-day strategic retreat organized by the leadership of Ogun State Hospitals Management Board for its management team, heads of zones, heads of hospitals, and top officers in the state health sectors in Ijebu-Ode. The head of service, while delivering a paper, described humans as the most valuable asset of any organization that must be well encouraged, motivated, and compensated for the optimal performance, effective service delivery, and satisfaction. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, said 19 states and the Federal Capital Territory have recorded over 14 suspected cases of diphtheria so far. Shuaib, however, disclosed that over 10,000 of the cases occurred in Kano State, which is the epicenter of the outbreak. He noted that 97% of the cases were recorded in Kano, Yobe, Katsina, Borno, Kaduna, and Bauchi State, with over 600 deaths. Shuaib disclosed this at the quarterly review meeting of the Northern Traditional Leaders Committee in Abuja. No fewer than 400,000 pupils from Benue State are to benefit from the federal government school feeding program. The State Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Haundawase Kunde, disclosed this during the training of master cooks of the National Homegrown School Feeding Program held in Makurdi. The commissioner said over 6,000 cooks would be needed for the exercise across the state, as the state government has disengaged all the former cooks to give room for others. According to Kunde, the social investment program was designed to spread to all Nigerians, particularly the poor and vulnerable, within a specified duration of time. You are listening to the World News on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Still to come, business and sport news. Please just stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. In business and economic news, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, says soaring inflation, which has occasioned rising cost of production, goods and services, is a threat to the country's economy. The president of MAN, Francis Meshiaye, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday during the association's pre-annual general meeting press conference in Lagos. Meshiaye lamented that in the last 6 months, the country's manufacturing sector had continued to shrink due to the rising cost of production. He stressed that the sector is enmeshed in serious challenges that limit its contribution to the country's gross domestic product. In the world of sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will know their group opponents for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations this Thursday. The final draw for the 34th edition of Africa's biggest soccer competition will hold in Abidjan. The Nigeria Super Eagles was placed in Port 2 with the possibility of facing host nation Cote d'Ivoire, defending champions Senegal, Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, and Tunisia, who were seeded in Port 1 at the group stage. In Port 3 are Cape Verde, the 2012 champions Zambia, South Africa, who were the 1996 champions, as well as Guinea, Equatorial Guinea, and Mauritania. Port 4 contains Angola, together with Burkina Faso, Mozambique, Namibia, the Gambia, and Tanzania. To end the world news, a quick recap of the major stories. We reported that federal government to capture families of fallen heroes in cash transfer scheme. Ogun Head of Service task Hospital Management Board on the motivation of staff. In business, we told you the manufacturers say soaring inflation threat to Nigeria's economy. And in sport, we also reported that Super Eagles to know 2023 AFCON foes today. The World News was edited and produced by Abida Tawheed. For more news and updates, you can follow us on all social media platforms on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Al-IyamoyeTV and radio, on the X platform at @Iyamoye_TV, on Instagram at @IyamoyeTV. And also you can stream live by logging on to our website, www.Al-IyamoyeTVradio.com. Thank you so much for listening. I am Modupe Akinyosoye. Good afternoon.